I didn't feel a thing. Ow! Oh, there's so many cystoid nests there. I'm just gonna pop one of these, and also I'm gonna pop a one med kit. And okay, wish me luck. Here we go. Are these? I've noticed the Russian text here, the Kletka. So I'm assuming like they built the Kletka incident in the 60s was when the Typhon first showed up. So if I'm understanding this correctly, they kind of built the Talos station around the original Kletka thing. So are these pods like the original like point of contact? Whoa!
Adrenaline and another dose of Morgan's cell lines. Do it.
Oh dear. Is that supposed to imply that the experiments were really, really awful?
Assume Alex's plan succeeds. Then what? You're taking a massive gamble that there aren't more predators like the Typhon. In the history of the universe, humans have only recently become self-aware.
Yeah. Whatever you say, January. I think we'll deal with those other predators once those other predators show up. What's the fastest way to get to the bridge? Kind of feeling like I go back to the lobby, then take the elevator to the Arboretum. I mean, the other option is I take the guts and fly my way there.
The door open on a much wider and older cosmic ecology. One that
What the? Military operator?
These are shark-infested waters.
Where did you come from?
Alex believes we can be the bigger shark, but what if we're just poor swimmers? And now there's blood in the water.
Man, that's a compelling argument. But I don't like the idea of not saving people. That's just... Oh, man. Ugh! The Weaver's in here. Let's just... Look at me speedrun this level. It's a bit easy to run away from some of these enemies, isn't it? Now we're back in the bathroom. There's a mimic somewhere here. Keep the glasses on. Just, you try and come after me, mimic. Okay, I think we're good for now. Oh, boo to you. Oop. Maybe I should have just used a pistol. I don't know how much damage that thing needs, but it felt satisfying to empty a shotgun shell. Ow! Criminy. Now, there's still so many annoying enemies in the lobby, so I'm gonna have to play this carefully. Or maybe I'll just do that speedrun thing again. I mean, the Weaver's actual attacks seem to be non-existent. It just spits cystoids at you, which admittedly is terrible, but, like, mainly annoyance-wise. Boy, I wasn't actually... I did feel like we were getting close to the end of the game, but I didn't actually really mentally orient myself to the idea that we're recording the finale today, which we really are. I'm also gonna fix up my suit a little bit. Okay. Should use the stealth pistol more when I'm sneaking about. A couple of bullets in someone, stealth-wise. Like mimics die from these pretty easily. No need to use a shotgun on them. Although Skeet shooting that one greater mimic out of the air felt really satisfying. I'm not gonna lie. Oop, let's not go in there. So, is everything still a mess in here? Any route like through pipes? Doesn't look like it. Yep, it's kind of a mess in here. Alright, I need to get to the Arboretum. I was about to go over there, but that's not gonna help us. Pardon me. Excuse me.
Hey, get back here. Oh! Why do you keep letting him get away? Her, it. The concept of gender is still very new to me, as a big slime monster.
Okay. Ah, it's so peaceful, so tranquil here. Ignore the slamming noises of the giant tentacle monster. Wow, that establishing shot of the apex in Arboretum was really impressive. That actually, like, seriously impressed me. It was a really good design for this monster as well. Like all the complaint about the monster designs in this game, this guy I feel is worth it. He's the mechanic of the tendrils coming everywhere. Well, I'm not even gonna say it's annoying. It's fitting. It's pretty good. Why the? Oh right, microgravity. I forgot. I was like, why am I still crouched? But that's right. Oh, now let's play carefully. There's gonna be monsters here. What happens if I use the sprinkler system in microgravity? It's gonna spray water everywhere. Oh, a tendril's coming. Maybe not get inside that thing. Ugh! Oh, range wasn't this way, it's that way. Ha! Try and follow me through this creepo. Oh, right, they can just bust holes in other parts of the station. Yeah. Oh, man, I don't know how I'm gonna fight this thing. I'm gonna guess something's gonna go wrong trying to activate the nullwave. And then we have to fight this bozo. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna pull that off. It's so stupidly huge. Interesting. So these phantoms can power up mimics. I guess that's what the one mimic was doing when it was lightninged up. It's too bad I haven't really noticed that mechanic. It's kind of sad to only hear about that like this late in the game. Hello?
Morgan, Igwe, what's the update on our patient?
Commander Dahl is making a speedy recovery and we are making our way to the shuttle bay. I've informed him of the threat to the station and...
Fine, Morgan, I'll meet you in the shuttle bay.
Okay. Suddenly Michaela's okay with escaping the station. Alright then, I guess she's like, well, I can't stop Morgan from trying to shut down the Typhon, so I might as well let her try her crazy plan.
What the hell have you done?
I've simply acted on Morgan's orders.
What the?
Morgan,
Your operators locked me out of the comm terminal. We need to link up to the nullwave device if we're gonna get that signal off before it's too late.
January.
there's a risk. Alex's plan, if it works, is only a short-term solution. None of us has the right to endanger every life on Earth.
If anyone's playing God here, it's you. Your lunatic plan denies everyone a birthright to the stars.
You know how neuromods are made. The demand will only increase. In the future Alex envisions, many will die for the benefit of a privileged
Oh, that's actually a
few.
really scary
I'm not arguing
point.
with a glorified desktop. Kill it, Morgan.
Sorry, Morgan. I won't relinquish control of the terminal. You'll have to destroy me. Which means you'll be destroying yourself.
Oh no.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
Oh my god. What the?
I'm sorry, Morgan. I didn't want to harm your brother. The directives you gave me require I do everything in my power to ensure you destroy Talos 1 and all the Typhon. Detonating the station safeguards the Earth, and perhaps provides a small measure of reparation. I won't relinquish control of the terminal. If
Well-
you want to activate the nullwave, you'll have to kill me.
Well, January, I don't know how I should put this. You make a good argument. The moral ramifications present on this station are questionable for sure. The future of mankind is not necessarily ensured or even improved by allowing the station to keep functioning. However, I won't be able to make the world a better place either if I blow everything up here as well. So I understand why you're doing this, January, and It really hurts that I'm gonna have to do this, but you've served your purpose, so... Goodbye, my friend. Oh, I don't want to do this. At least I got a Psy-Hyper out of it. That's nice. Okay. Man. That's grim, because January had some really good salient points there. And honestly, my bravado was big there for a second, talking about me trying to make the world a better place if I survive. It's also a bit self-centered now, isn't it? But I just can't do it. I can't blow up the station. All these people here. If there's a chance to shut these mofos down, I gotta try it. So, eat shit, slime monsters! Humanity's off the dinner plate. Yeah, it's the best I could come up on short notice.
What is a neuromod? Well, it's both an easy answer and a complicated one at the same time.
Yeah, and he's dust. That's nice.
Today. More importantly, our past today. This is the work TranStar does. Every employee working together. It's immortality. And it is beautiful.
Wow. Look. Oh, it was the ending. Awesome. Cool. Damn. I'm not gonna deny that the whole neuromod thing is really shifty. Learning stuff by using them on you instead of learning the natural way sounds a bit ethically questionable. Definitely, that was not an easy choice at the end, either or. I don't feel. I think it was easier than some tough choices in other games. Like, the original Deus Ex, I really felt uncomfortable with every single choice there at the end, all three of them. This one, I think, staying the station was ultimately a lot better, but yeah. Oh man, okay, now I gotta review the game. It was a good game, absolutely. This was a cool game, and I think maybe my attitude was a bit off, or maybe because I was doing this instead of just enjoying by myself, recording for you guys, maybe that like soured my experience a bit more. Maybe other people, if you're just enjoying this at home, it's gonna be a lot more like rewarding to play this game. But even me, I really enjoyed this game ultimately. Oh, we're seeing how the accident happened. That's interesting. Man, this is a good song. I like it. Hey, Chris Avallone freaking in the writing. That guy's good. The story was really good. Like, this whole story about this accident, all these questions I've been talking about, I thought it was so cool. Can we look around, by the way? No, we can't. We can't move around the camera up here. I don't know what I would complain about the story. Because I've talked about the feeling of isolation, so I wouldn't want to add more people here. In fact, no, I think the cargo bay was still necessary to provide some incentive for you to want to save the people on here. If there were no people at all, you'd have no tough choice at the end. Of course you'd blow up. It'd be entirely self-serving. You'd basically just be like, well, I just want to save my own skin. But now that there's other people at stake, that makes the choice way harder. Are you gonna blow up the station or not? I thought the characters were super interesting. Like, and you know, the station itself is kind of a character as well. It's so interesting, this world. Like as an environment, Talos 1 is incredible. It's so well thought out. All the people there, they're so... Even the, like, minor characters clearly had, like, backstory written for them. It is really impressive. Alex is a super interesting character. Morgan and her different iterations, or his, if you play as male Morgan, are also fascinating. And I like Dahl being so, like, a one-note villain is also, I think, amusing, just to have one guy to really hate. Thank you to our friends and families for your support. No problem. I'm not a friend or family, what am I talking about? Sorry. Oh, there's that fight music when we were having the fight in the bar. Awesome. This was such a good song. I love this. Gameplay-wise, it was really tight too, but I think it's been clear I did not enjoy gameplay wise as much as Deus Ex or say Dishonored. Oh, here's the voices. Walton Goggins was in here. Cool. James Hong! It was James Hong! Awesome! That makes me so happy that James Hong was... That's 2 games on my channel with James Hong doing a voice. Wow, that's really weird. Also, I think the 3rd game was Steve Blum doing a voice. Man, the text went too fast. I would have wanted to read those voices a bit more. Now I'm gonna have to watch it in replay to find more about the voices here, but... yeah, it's a cool environment, but I thought as a level I didn't enjoy since it's open. First of all, it wasn't so open because so many places are locked out and you're supposed to do them in the order that the main quest kind of expects you to. More or less, I felt like, so that's not as interesting. And also, I thought that they weren't as, like... The individual levels felt smaller than, like, Dishonored's huge stages. And consequently, I thought they were a bit less interesting to navigate. That said, I was not paying as much attention to all the alternate routes as there ultimately were. But even with those alternate routes, I thought they were a bit smaller than some of the expansive, like, playgrounds you've been in. Because they wanted the whole station to be a playground. But it only really felt like that here at the end once you had gone to pretty much every place. And then you had all the side quests leading you to go to various places around the station. Then I started to see the concept, and I kind of enjoyed it more then. So, but it's still impressive gameplay. It's still an impressive level. Ultimately, the station and the connectivity, and the combat again was annoying, and I said that the levels weren't as interesting. I didn't feel like the abilities you got this game were as interesting as Dishonored's abilities you get, or Deus Ex. Certainly better than the remake of Thief from a couple of years ago. That had the most boring gadgets and special abilities. Well, maybe not the most, but I was really underwhelmed with those. This had more interesting than those, definitely, but I didn't like. I was like, you know, you saw me whenever I was looking at the Neuromod screen. It wasn't like there were a lot of skills jumping out that I really wanted. There were a lot that just like, I don't know, I'll just pick this skill, cause why not? So I will say, and the combat felt really sticky. Part of it is the really annoying enemies. They were so tough. There were so many tough enemies in this game that it helps with the whole survival aspect, so I won't knock it entirely, but if you want to play a combat, I don't think combat is viable in this. Not that I felt like it's in really any immersive sim. I've never felt combat has been the best option ever. But this one, like, stealth felt really sticky as well, because the enemies are super mobile in this. And it's really hard to tell how their senses work sometimes, because they're weird blob monsters. So, like, sometimes I'm just like, are they spotting me or not? I'm not entirely sure myself. But still, I mean, it's still, the platforming was good at times, and it's still like I'm not just like nitpicking basically. This is still a really good gameplay effort. Now entering a hidden location. Oh. I've talked about the presentation already, really. Like, the station is super cool and the characters are super amazing. They're kind of tied with the story. The presentation, graphics-wise, it's beautiful. The Art Deco style is really interesting. Some of it looks really generic. So, not really, but some of the, like, not Art Deco places look like really generic military, like, space station stuff. I don't know. And the monsters, of course, it's like either or, like, You want them to be really alien, but unfortunately that means they're all black blob monsters, which makes them feel a bit samey, so... And the robots are a bit boring too, honestly. I mean, there's like, you know, just floating boxes. It kind of wears out towards the end. But again, it's just, in terms of the presentation and story, if there had been like big mechs, I mean... I love mechs, so that would have been cool, but it wouldn't fit with kind of a realistic theme that the game is going for. A floating box is the most realistic thing you could go for, I feel. So like, yeah, it's like give and take in terms of that. And the humans look a bit weird. I don't know. Maybe it's tying back to Dishonored, which had like a really stylized characters. But still, it's like overall, it's a really good looking game. Really, really impressive, really beautiful. Some of the environments, some of the shots, and the sound, of course, is great. That music in this game, I mean, it's Mick Gordon. Of course, the music's great. I mean, that guy never fails to amaze a listener. So sound-wise, great work. Now let's see what's going on here. Oh, is this after the...
How did it do?
Activation of the mirror neurons is promising. Empathy quotient shows to be
What the?
exceptionally high.
It probably thinks it was dreaming, and nothing mattered.
What?
You're assuming it thinks like us.
Its life depends on it. Ours too. It all comes down to the choices it made.
It saved me from the cargo container. I would have suffocated otherwise.
Is that the
Later,
real
it
Igwe?
recovered the Lightner connectomes.
Or is that a
No
robot?
practical use.
Is he real Igwe remotely?
Deeply meaningful to me. It installed multiple Typhon-based neuromods. It could mean an instinctive return to its own kind, or an attempt to integrate its dual natures.
Oh,
But
it's
its most
reviewing my
surprising
play...
act was sparing the,
my
well,
gameplay.
perhaps for purely selfish reasons. This, at least in principle, enabled others to escape Talos 1.
Michaela,
I would have died without my medication. That wasn't easy. That says a lot, I think, about its heart. Can I say that it has a heart?
would you let it live?
Yes.
Ugh.
Sarah, you're next.
The
This-
situation in the cargo bay was bad. None of us would have survived.
This is
without
really
it.
cool.
And it destroyed a large number of Typhon across the station. That has to be a good sign. Further, it thwarted Dar's attempt to use us as hostages. If it were one of my officers, I would give it a commendation.
Danielle, what do you say?
Daniel's alive?
It found me. It didn't need to, but it did. I asked it to stop Volunteer 37. That was dangerous. No way to be sure, but I think it has a sense of retribution. A lot of humans controlled by the Typhon ended up dead. Not that it was easy to avoid.
No,
but
well, I guess.
I think it's worth the risk.
In the end, he chose to activate the nullwave device. Why? To preserve the Typhon technology? We can't really know what its motives were for anything it did.
But we have to make a choice. You can hear us, can't you? Here. I want to show you something.
What the hell is this? Oh god, please not be a mirror. Don't let it be a mirror. Oh,
What
what
you
the?
experienced was a reconstruction based on Morgan's memories.
I was never Morgan?
Is the world today. We spent years trying to put what you can do into us. We never tried putting what we can do into you. Until now. You're the bridge between our species. I need to know if you see us. I mean, really see us. Take my hand if you do.
Kill them all or take... Oh my god, I can see my hand and it's freaking blobby. Okay. I'm in with
We're gonna
this.
shake things up. Like old times.
Criminy. Okay. So, did I say that the plot's really good in this game? Wow. So I think I made a joke at some point in the playthrough that I'm gonna break the window and there's another simulation going on. Well, that was awfully prophetic, wasn't it? Oh my god. And I don't... Huh. Okay. That was crazy. So we were like playing a Typhon thinking we were Morgan, and they were like trying to see if we could learn to be a human? But if I understood correctly from the ending, like the events of the game did actually happen. Like to some degree. Like Typhon did show up and apparently took over the Earth with their freaking coral. So that's why they were doing experiments on a Typhon to teach me to behave like a human. Wow. Huh. I hope I made the right choice. Wow. Okay, I don't actually, I can't really process properly now. I'm gonna have to think about this longer, but I will continue my review based on 5 minutes ago when I didn't know that all of that was going on. I got done with the story, really good. Gameplay, pretty good, but for me personally, kind of a few like little kinks and problems there. Presentation, also really good. Just a few little quibbles I have there in terms of some of the areas and the monsters. My favorite protagonist, I don't know. There's so many good characters in this game, so I don't really... Maybe Danielle was a really cool character because you learn a lot about her before ever meeting her. Because of that whole collecting her voice samples quest. So then it like... I thought it like really hurt when I couldn't save her at all in the end. Like it seemed like, man, I could save her just by, you know, being fast enough and finding a way to open up the locks and getting her back inside so she wouldn't have to suffocate. And maybe you can do that if you're like super fast. But I couldn't do it, and that really sucked. So that really felt impactful to me. More so than even Michaela, who was supposed to be like a personal character to Morgan. So Danielle's my favorite protagonist. Favorite antagonist? It's such a stupid answer, but I love how evil Doll is. I love that this like... No, the Typhon are like animals. And they're just like behaving like animals, so it's hard to like call them evil, and it's hard to treat them as so much as enemies, as just like a hazard, really. And the other characters, it's hard to read who are they evil or not, since they're so morally ambiguous. Well, I guess the volunteer guy, V37, he's kind of... But he's a crazy guy, so I don't know. But Doll is just like so laughably evil as he's just going on about, you are a little rat scurrying in the ducts, and I will kill you and everyone, and I will enjoy it. So like he's like a breath of fresh air in this like really like multifaceted game, and where you're worrying about your decisions. To just have this one guy who's so stupidly evil that's like, it doesn't feel bad to go after him or just like hate him. Like there's no like ambiguity there. I don't know. I kind of liked his addition there at the end. My favorite level was I don't know, because the interconnectivity of the station makes it really interesting, but unfortunately that means the environment is better than the sum of its parts, or the parts individually were I thought weren't like that exciting. The Arboretum was kind of a dull area in the end, even though we hung out there a lot, and it was really cool at first when you saw this big jungle. I feel... Actually, I don't know, I'm gonna give it to the guts. We were there only once, but it was really cool in this, like, grav shaft. And they had the magnetosphere and everything, so that was a cool area to navigate. So I think I will give my favorite level award to the guts. And it reminded me of Crash Bandicoot 2, the jetpack levels in that, which is a stupid criterion in a game like this to give a bonus, but whatever, I'll give it that. The funniest moment, by the way, storytelling-wise, the progression was good in the end, because gameplay-wise, okay, so gameplay was way better than I gave it to, because there was a moment where I felt super powerful, where I had felt like really weak previously, and that felt really good. And that was just this one minor moment after I had destroyed Caspar a couple of episodes ago, where that one phantom walks into the room where Caspar was, and I'm just like tired. I'm like, dude, don't start this now. And I just unload on him, and not only do I dominate him, but that freaking phantom just like runs off in the end, like retreats as if he's scared. And like, I just unconsciously, I had actually gotten powerful enough in my gear and my stats and my abilities that I could just go one-on-one with that phantom like that. When previously, as I had said many times, the phantoms felt super difficult as enemies in this game. But here's this one phantom, which I'm just like, as an asterisk in my quest, I just like unload on the guy and make him run away in fear. Well, not fear, I guess, because they don't feel that, but in terror. And I thought that was really neat. I really neat that just happened so subtly. So I guess the gameplay was really good after all. Even my little foibles with it, it was still really good, the gameplay. But the funniest moment, I know actually what the funniest moment is. It was that super humanizing thing as well, was the Huntress Boltcaster. I never ended up using it, unfortunately. Apparently there's a lot of utility for it in the game, but I never found any. I'm not creative enough. But all those logs about the Huntress Boltcaster were so funny. They're talking about this hyper killer weapon that's just a Nerf gun. And all the the logs chatting between the like tech guys who built it and like designs and complaining and whatnot. It's really funny, and it's so humanizing, because I can totally imagine a bunch of bored tech guys stuck on a space station for months on end, and that's the kind of stupid stuff that they'll come up when they're bored. Is like, hey guys, let's make a freaking Nerf gun. Let's design our own Nerf gun. And let's like really hype it up with a really dramatic name and like give it like super cool descriptions and stuff in our write-ups and whatnot. That's like such a human moment. It's really endearing to me, and also really funny to read that. So it's easily the funniest thing about the game for me was the Huntress Boltcaster. Okay, that's the game wrapped up. What a great game. Even if I was a bit of a negative Nancy at times, I still think this was a really good experience, and I recommend this game. Try to do it differently, you guys. Try being more lethal, I guess, or try to blow up the station. Whatever you want to try and do. Like, there's lots of options. To me, it felt like there was a bit less options than in some other games like this, but maybe that's just my perspective. I really recommend you try this game for yourself, see what kind of playstyle works for you, and what the choices you would have made were in this game, and how those affect the story for your sake. I think there's still a lot to get out of this game. I only scratched the surface in my little playthrough. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I ultimately did. But, now we are done with Prey. We're gonna play something a bit simpler in the future, I believe. We'll see. It's a game I'm a bit worried about if I'm gonna get content ID'd for it, but I'll see if I can make a playthrough of this one game that I've actually name-dropped during the recording of Prey, so this is kind of convenient. I hope you guys tune in next week for that as well. Goodbye, everybody!